All right, everybody, welcome back. This is a good one. This is the Bank Pool Division Round 9 2023 Derby City Banks. And I am your host, Scott Frost, the Freezer. We are looking at two monsters here, Tony Chohan, aka T-Rex, versus Roland Garcia. We are in round 9, like I stated, and both players have a loss. Somebody's got to go. Who will it be? Tony gets the break. Neither of these guys play a lot of defense. This is the first discipline in a discipline of 3 games. It is Banks, 1 pocket, and 9 ball. These guys are playing for the all around, which is an added bonus of $20,000. Tony pockets a ball on the break, and let's see what he does. I immediately see a cross corner on the 10. I also see a cross side on the 14, but the problem with that carries a scratch on the cue ball off the 8. Looks like he's going to play the 10 with a tip of top right English, opening the pocket up. He's hit it short. He's hit it short. Oh, and he's left an open table for Roland Garcia. I like to call Roland the silent assassin. He's very quiet, but man, the guy is aggressive. He's aggressive and accurate. He's just one of those guys that have improved tremendously in all games. Playing the 5 ball. Oh, and he's hit it long. What do we call this? First game jitters. These guys will get into a rhythm where they're making everything they shoot at. Bank pool, in my opinion, is a game with the least amount of luck. It is very little room for error, but also very little luck. And I'd guess that you could say the luck comes into play maybe on some safeties or a lost cue ball, but very little luck in the game. Tony Chohan elects to play a safety. I think he's well done, too. I think Rolando's going to have to knock this 8 away. Doesn't play in the side pocket. Yeah, and that's okay. It's got protection. That's okay. He's left Tony on the rail, which causes some trouble for Tony. He's going to draw this back. He wanted to draw that back a little bit. I don't know that he's left anything. Ideally, Roland wants to get back up to the top of the table here with a defensive shot if he doesn't have anything aggressive. I don't see anything. I don't think he can stiffen the 6. So it looks to me like he's got to find a way to get that. Is he looking? Yeah, I don't know here. I don't know that the. Yeah, he can. Okay, he's looking to maybe roll in behind the 4. Roland rolled in behind the 4, and there's nothing wrong with that. Tony could just chip off the side of this 4 ball playing his cue ball up table. Is he looking to bank the 4 cross corner and play the cue ball up table? This is a 2-way shot. Oh, and he's hit it really well. Just hair short. Just a hair short. So right away, we're looking at a tactical game. Once again, I think Roland's best bet is to get that cue ball back up table. He's immediately looking for the aggressive shot, but I think he can come off the 14 and swing the cue ball 2 rails. He's looking to stiff the 6. Oh, he played it 2 rails. He's lost control here. 6 gets to the top rail. He might get away with it. Yeah, I don't know that he's gotten away with it. Tony can definitely straight back that 6. Tony going to play the 6 in the lower left corner. He's going to pinch this with just a touch of low inside. Oh, he's double kissed it. Both of these players could be a little bit fatigued. We are into round 9, so we're deeper into the rounds. He's clearly left a bank on the 6. Does Roland want to take it on? I mean, it looks pretty natural. Top left corner of your pocket, top left pocket. And man, he hit it good too. Tony's got a couple options here. He can play the 8 cross side or the 1 straight back. This is a preference shot. He is electing to go forward. So now he's kind of surprised at the inaccuracy of both players out of the gates. They are both very accurate with their banking. He's going to play this in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Man, what a hit that was. Pure clean hit. I think he's kind of got to consider at least rolling the 6 in. I think he's got to roll the 6 in. Yeah, and I might go a step further and possibly try to corner hook there. Just hit it a little firmer. I don't think the scratch was a risk. He's testing Tony now. Telling Tony, go ahead and bank at this 10. If you do and miss it, it could cost you the game. Tony looking to bank the 8 or the 14. Yeah, boy, that was not without peril, as Grady Matthews would say. Cross corner on the 9. Cross side, excuse me. See, yeah, he's hit it well. Another clean hit. Is that cue ball going to get there? It got there, but not by much. He's going to have to shoot away from this ball, making it a little tougher to judge. He's going to pinch this with low, and he's going to play to overcut it. It should shorten up, and it did. He didn't overcut it enough. Tony's probably going to look to the 5 cross side immediately. And that's what he's doing. This is something you don't want to overhit or it will shorten up. Well, he's lengthened it up. He's left a bank on the 6 or a bank on the 14. You're going to notice these guys are going to go at the banks that are closer to the cue ball. You can hit it accurately. And he's hit it long as well. I've always said bank pool can make you look really bad or make you look really good depending on the day. Tony looking to 2 rail the 15 or 1 rail at the side or 1 rail the 10 behind his back. Not a bad shot. He's left him kind of in no man's land. Roland's got a 2 railer on a 15, possibly a 3 railer, a 2 railer in the side for sure. Got to be careful shooting that 15. Leave Tony the 8. He's played the cross corner on the 6. He's hit it well, but it held up. I don't know if he can bank this 8 or not. It's tight. He's got to stiff it below the 15. Now he's looking to play it to the side. Yeah, he could play the 5 to the lower right corner, one rail, and that's what he's elected to do. You can't let up on this either. You've got to attack. He's hit it a little thin. I think the 14 comes straight back now. Kind of a patchy game, first game. He's hit it short, just by a fraction. Tony's got a two railer on the 10. He's going to play it two rails just above the 6. Nicely done. Oh, this ball held up. Wow. Roland playing for 3. Tony needed that to drop. He's playing for 5. He's trying to figure out what the play is here. I am your host, Scott Frost, the Freezer, bringing you round 9 of the Bank Pool Division Derby City Classic. Both players with a loss. Do us a favor. Go to YouTube, Railbirds TV, like and subscribe. Check them out. Nice three-railer for Tony. Is it short? Just short. Like and subscribe. Check them out. They've got a litany of matches from the Derby City, and it's a lot of fun. They've got a secondary stream, which is Railbirds TV, which is for the tournament, and it's really nice to have. It keeps the pressure on the players and gives more for the fans to watch. And I tell you what, if I was a young player nowadays, there's so much content. You can learn a lot. Tony's getting that cue nice and warm through his hand. Looks like he's got a 5 ball to the side. Has he hit this long as well? Well, these balls are getting into a position where this could be a long game. Looking to two rail the 5 into the lower right hand corner. And that's short. I do believe the 5 will go cross corner. Tony's not even considering. He said, I want to get this game moving. And in Tony's defense, he needs all 5, or he needs 5 balls. He'll be happy that Roland's pocketing this. That is definitely not the play when you're in a 2-0 lead. You want to keep everything from putting those balls back up in play. Tony going to come off the 8 and swing that cue ball 2 rails back up table. Just like so. And Roland might have a straight back. And he does. Oh, yeah. What a hit. Such a clean hit there. Notice the cue ball. He is so accurate, and in my opinion, he's underrated as well. Roland just won a pretty good tournament down in Louisiana, and he's playing. He's just playing really well. His accuracy has always been there, but his defense has come up quite a bit. Three rails. That's going to be short. I don't think he's got anything there, but he might have the 5 straight back past the purple 4. He's got to catch this ball fairly full. Very tough hit. A lot of distance here. Yeah, he's hit it a little thin. No broken moans. Don't believe he's left anything for Chohan. Tony going to come off the 10 and 2. Play the cue ball back up table. Cue ball is big here. You got to get that cue ball down, and he did. What that causes is second thoughts in the opponent, right? Roland could consider banking that too, but if he does and doesn't pocket it, he could leave a bank on the 10. He could leave a bank on the 5. So if he does shoot this, I expect him to hit it with some type of speed to get that cue ball back up table. Like so. And Tony might have to take a chance here. He might have to gamble. Yeah, and he's gonna play the 14. Cross straight back. Oh, and he's hit it too thin. Tony definitely does not look on to me. Looks like he's hurting a little bit. Tired. The Derby will do it to us big guys. See, looking at the 2 rails on the side on this 10. It's not a bad choice. Could be kind of a free shot. Yeah, I like the way he's played this. Wow, look at this shot. Look at the cue ball as well, right? If he doesn't pocket that 2 rails, what does Tony have? Doesn't have much. Roland playing for 1. Lower left corner, 5 ball. Oh, he's hit this well too. He's overcut it actually. Yeah. Yeah, look at the 2 railer here. And look at how he plays the cue ball. It's really nice. Really nice to avoid the kiss. And he knew this cue ball was gonna get safe. Tony playing the 2 railer. Yeah, I don't know what he's got now. He's got to play something passive. He could softly kick behind the 4 and test Tony on a straight back on the 2, and if Tony doesn't make it, probably cost him the game. He could just bump onto the 4. Boy, I think it's risky to bank at the 2. You could let Tony back in the game if you hit it bad. There's nothing wrong with rolling onto the left side of the 4 here. Kind of pushing the 4 in front of the pocket, therefore the 2 doesn't bank. He's taking on the bank. And this was my concern with that shot, is that Tony can easily get 2 or 3 balls from that. Instead of letting your man back into the game, keep him sewed up. Now, this is going to count. 1 to the good for Tony Chohan. Expect him to make this as well. Tony's the type of player, he starts putting them down. He continues to put them down. Another good shot. Cue ball 3 rails. Gonna go with a cross corner. He needs it to roll or stop. Yes, he can stiffen this. So like I was mentioning, Roland had an opportunity to lock him up. Oh, Tony's underhit that. He's caught it too thin. He's kind of gotten away with it. Roland doesn't have much. He could 3 rail this ball. Could 3 rail it to your top right corner and play the cue ball with draw, but I don't even know that he can reach that. He's looking to cross corner it. This is risky needing 1. You could lose your cue ball. He's doing a good job of allowing Tony to get back in this game, I can tell you that much. Cross side, coming at you. Well, Tony's hit 3 of those long. He said, I need to adjust, and now he's hit it short, and that's bank pool for you. Roland's got an option. Play this 4 rails. He can play it 3 rails. I like the 4 railer. Personally, I like the safety. But like I said at the beginning of this match, a lot of these guys don't look for the defensive play when they probably should. The problem with this bank is that if you don't make it, you could sell something out. Tony's obviously got the 2 railer on the 5, but is he looking at the straight back? Hmm. Yeah, I think he's got a 2 rail this. Yeah, that's going to come long. Kind of playing his cue ball there. And I think Roland's playing his cue ball as well. 2 rails up table. He's worried about catching the point. If he catches the point with the 14, he could leave Tony a bank. This goes back to when Roland had an opportunity to just roll on top of the 4. He's going to play the 3 railer. I can't fault him at this position. Watch for the kiss. Right hand side of the table. Oh, he's missed the kiss, and this ball is shortened up. Roland's going to take a 1-0 lead. 9th round of the bank. Somebody's got to go. Both players have a loss, and both players are fighting for an opportunity at that master of the table. Let's take a look at that 3-railer. Avoids the kiss with ease. 14 shortened up the way it's supposed to on these beautiful diamond tables. 4¼ inch pockets this year. They play excellent. Best pool table in the world, without a doubt. On yours truly, Simona's cloth, it's the best in the business with the Durhamith pool balls. Best equipment you can get. Did he get anything after the break? He's pocketed the corner ball and he jumps to the 8 ball and he's looking to play this cross corner. And he's overcut it. Played the cue ball, nice cue ball. So ideally playing bank pool, the best defense you can play is to get that cue ball back up table. I immediately see that Tony could probably come off of the 4 and send the cue ball down by the 7 in between the 3 and 9 and swing the cue ball back up table. He's chose to do it this way, and this is another option he's done very well. Now Roland has the same shot. He could just put a little right hand English on it, catch that 4 full, swing the cue ball 2 rails down past the 7 in between the 3 and 9, back up towards where it's at now. And he could play it this way as well. He's using inside English, 1 rail up. And that's probably easier than what I was looking at. I was fixated on the 4. So a couple of tactical games so far, which I wasn't expecting. Tony trying to stiffen up the 2 or the 7. He might be trying to twist the 9. Yeah, and he's trying to twist the 9. Yeah, very tough to do at that speed. Trying to get that much turn out of the ball. Yeah, Roland's got a defensive play. I don't know that the cross side's available. That's what he's looking at. You can see the 4 isn't frozen. The problem sometimes, though, when that ball's that close to the point, you just don't know how it's going to react. See, Yeah, he's doing something here with the two. Is he playing it cross corner? He is. Oh, and he's hit great. What a shot. What a shot there. Is he crossing this three or straight back? He's crossed it again. Didn't quite get it there. It was on the mark as well. Let's take a look at this two ball. For you folks at home, these guys are using left-hand English or outside English, and what that does is straightens the object ball up, making the pocket a little bit bigger. He's got a two-railer on the four if he just wants to stop right there. And he hasn't even looked at it. And he's called the nine twice. Look at this shot. Oh, he's just off the mark. Hit it short by just a fraction. Just a hair hard again. If you notice the cue ball, if he probably hits it a touch easier, that ball might go. It might drop more on that second rail. Roland going for the straight back on this seven. He's 1 for 1 on this shot, by the way. And you can see why. He hits it good, just off the mark. He's done well with the cue ball, stunning it forward. I don't know that Tony can get to the 6 to play across side. He's playing the 9, 2 in the side, but you got to be careful. That 8's a big ball. And he was aware of that. That cross side might play on the 9. Only problem is you're really letting that cue ball go. He's shooting it. He's shooting it. Watch this cue ball is going to be hot. Oh, he's hit it well. Another clean hit. Notice the banks that roll in pockets, how clean they go into the pocket. There's just no question about it. 7 straight back to his left. I mean, just a really clean stroke again. Just off the mark. But he's left Tony nothing. Frustration mounts. Hand. Yeah. I think he's got a pretty free bank again to the top left. Hit this with a little high left, or you could suck over to just about where the 3's at. Oh, he's hit it short. Should have called it twice. Would have been nice. Tony's got a 1-railer straight back or a cross corner, possibly on the 3. Man, it looks tight. Why the 7's available? Oh, he knew something I didn't, and that's what Tony does. He banks those balls around the points really well, as good as anybody on earth. Can he bank the 6? Yeah, he's going to attack the 6. Yeah, nicely struck, very clean. Now he can go to the 7. Knock that down, then go to the 8. Oh, I think he swished this as well, and he has. Now he's going to the 8. And I mentioned in game number 1, when Tony starts to bank him, he starts to bank him. And you're seeing that now. Don't commentator jinx me, Tony. And he did commentator jinx me. Tony Chohan leading 3 balls to 2. Roland Garcia leading 1-0 in this race to 3. We are in round 9. Both players have a loss. Somebody's got to go. I like playing this one straight back to my left. Drawing a cue ball back to that diamond right there on the right sand. Yeah, what does he not like about this one? Must be something funny about the angle of the camera, but the one just looks, I don't know, crossing the 8? Is that necessary? He hit the 1 going in. I think he hit the 1 going in. I'm not positive. Tony playing cross corner, cross side, excuse me. Yeah, this is well hit. He's hit it long though. Roland's got an opportunity to get back in this game. He's only needing a ball to tie it up, but this carries position, and he's good at this shot. Yes, he is good at this shot. Boy, this 5 it can be stiffened, but it looks near froze. The problem here is, do you gamble? Take the straight back on the 1? If you make it, you win because you got the cross corner on the 5, or do you just shoot the 5 now? Boy, this is tough to stiffen. Yeah, that was very tough to stiffen up. I think I might have considered shooting a 1 there. Tony's got a cross corner on that 1 or the 5. I don't mind him shooting a 5. He's closer to it. And a more accurate hit, and he has. Knock it down. Tony Chohan playing for 1. Cross corner coming at you to tie this match up. Oh, he's hit it well, but he's hit it a hair long, I believe. Yes, he has. Roland eyeing that 4 down. It hasn't moved since the break, Roland. You weren't shooting it earlier, but you decided to now. I guess he's doing that due to the ball count. I don't know about what's going to happen here. I don't think he does either. Uh, yeah, he's still crossing the 4. Oh, man. Oh, no. It was going. It was going. Yeah, they're having a conversation about it. Tony started to dial this cross side in. Let's see if I stand good on my word. And he has dialed this cross side in, and it is 1 game apiece. Racing to 2 now. Both players have a loss. We are in round 9, and I am your host, Scott Frost, the Freezer. This is the Banks division of the Derby City Classic, and we are in the 2023 tournament. Tony Chohan looking to pocket the blue 2 and get a bank to kick off game number 3. And he has pocketed the 2. And he has a bank on the 4. I don't know if he can see the 3. If he can see the 3, he'll shoot it. Yeah, and he did see the 3. Boy, it looks like that double kissed. I wonder if there's a slow-mo replay on that one. It looked like it double kissed, but let's see if Tony can straight back this 4. Let's take a look at this. Nope, no double kiss. Look at that. That's a great replay right there. Tony missed the 4 straight back, so the ball spots up. That's a pretty cool little replay. Can Roland cross that 4? It's tight. He's got to use a lot of inside English. Can he see the 8? I don't think he can see the 8. He asked Tony to put up another ball. I don't think Tony intentionally did that. I've done that a bunch of times, make a ball in the break or just sleep a ball. It happens when you get older. I don't think he can get by this. I think he's going to pocket the 4 and play the cue ball on the bottom rail towards the center diamond. Well, that was not what was intended. Who would have thought he'd have left a bank out of that? He's trying to make the 4, and he didn't even hang it up. Boy, oh boy, big mistake from Roland Garcia. I mean, big mistake. A lack of focus there. Cross side on old 7. This one won't roll off. Well, he hit it easier than I thought. About missed it. Straight back on the 1. Going to use a little bit of a high cue ball here. He's overcut that. I could see that right away. Chohan leads 3 balls to nothing. He was down 1-0 in this match, and I believe a 3-0 deficit. Now he's a 3-0 lead in game 3. I like the 2-ball Roland, and so does he. He's very good at these straight backs. As you can see, he's avoided the side pocket, but not without a little fortune there. Caught the point. Straight back on the 9. I don't know what it is about Roland in these straight backs. Maybe it's the shaft, but he's such a straight shooter, and he shoots these straight backs that, I mean, he makes them look so easy, and he doesn't hit them soft. Like if you don't hit him real good, the pocket won't take it. He's definitely hit that too heavy. Too much ball there. Roland's gotten back in the game, but I don't know if he's going to have any time left after this inning. Tony's going to pinch this a little outside to avoid the kiss. Playing for 1, same pocket. And he's hit it well. I don't know, though. Oh, it wanted to drop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it stays up. Cross corner 5. Oh, short, very short. And that's that speed I was talking about, right? You hit those balls with speed, these high quality rails will shorten up. Tony playing for the win in game number 3, straight back, short, hit it with speed, and it was short. But he has left Roland in a really tough spot. I don't like doing anything with this 1. You're going to leave something. Yeah, I don't like that. He's left Tony a straight back. Tony's accustomed to shooting this shot, playing 1 pocket, lower left corner pocket, the blue 2. Is he going to elevate, though? Casey misses it. Play the cue ball back down. I think you've just got to level out, go all out, play at pocket speed. Yeah. He's going to level out, though, knowing Tony. Excuse me, elevate. Something he doesn't like about it, so the kiss might be more prevalent than I think. Yeah, it must be, because he's not shooting it. He's playing across side. He's done very well, too. Notice if he doesn't make that it could have been disaster. Tony Chohan quickly taking a 2-1 game lead. I am your host, Scott Frost. Look at this. He plays the cross side versus the straight back, but had no fear of leaving his opponent anything because he knew he was going to make it. I am your host, Scott Frost. We are in the round number 9 Derby City Banks 2023. Tony Chohan looking to seal the deal here in this game. I thought he broke last game. It's winter break, looking to pocket the 6. That didn't happen. He has broken dry. Roland has an opportunity here. But what's his starting bank? Is it the 7? Yeah, I think he's got to shoot the 7 here. I think he's got to play the 7 to the top left corner. I think that's his only option. I think his biggest yeah, and that's what he's doing. His biggest concern is if he doesn't make it, he could leave the 5 or the 3, and those look like ducks. So he's got to put a lot of effort into this. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's hit it too fat. He has hit it too fat. He caught the edge of the 5, which saved him. Tony cannot play the 3 or 5 any longer, but I suspect he's going to go at the 1 cross side. Oh, he's playing defense. Somebody called a paper. I didn't expect that. Very good decision, though. What's he pointing at? Might just be making a gesture because I don't really see a lot that he could have. Is he looking at cross corner? Cross corner. It's kind of a two-way shot, right? He doesn't think it'll go, but he's calling it just in case. One of those deals. Be careful here, though. Cross side? Cross corner, I believe. Pretty good effort. Pretty good effort. Is Tony trying to take this 3 on? Boy, it looks close to a kiss. Especially when you've got to elevate. Okay, yeah. He chose not to. I don't blame him. Well, I actually like nudging to the bottom of the 5 here instead of making it. Oh, well, look, I guess he heard me. Yeah, but Tony can elevate, cause some problems for Roland. I wasn't thinking ahead there. What's Roland see? The 3? Yeah. Boy, this is tough. Oh, what a hit this is. Oh, it took a dive. It took a nosedive there right at the end. I don't know. He made a great hit on that ball. Tony's got an opportunity to pocket this 6. You'll notice the accuracy with the straight backs kind of go to the rotation players, right? Roland's like all over the pocket every time he shoots the straight back. Yeah, so he's looking to possibly pinch the 3 by the 6, but if I was Roland's manager, I'd tell him to take a look at that 8. He shoots those straight backs as good as anybody. I feel like he's really pushing the envelope to play the 3. I don't know that he's even seen that the 8 banks yet. He's definitely not looked at it. Watch what happens as he walks around the table. Let's see if he takes note that he can actually shoot that ball. Well, he's just walked right on by it, so he is fixated on this, and maybe it's become a personal challenge. Let's see what happens. It looks like he can do it, but I just don't know that the risk is needed. If he makes it, he's getting a bunch. Yeah, kind of crazy to me that he didn't at least look at the 8. I couldn't tell how tight that was, but if he takes a look at the 8, I think his decision would have been different. Tony's got the 6 ball staring him down. Expect him to make this. He's hitting it as a one pocket player would. High cue ball. And he's got a really good shot on the 5. He could shoot the 9, play to stiffen it a little bit, but I kind of like the 5. Don't have to hit it quite as hard. Yeah, he's shortened it up again. It's easy to do on these tables. They just play so sharp. The rails are very consistent. Tony owes one, so Tony has a ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tony has a ball. Roland has none. Roland needs to make a move here. He's slowed down. What's wrong with the 2? Trying to get something to go buy something that might not be there. The 2 goes for certain. Cross side on the 8. Oh, he wiped its feet and it went. Does he have a shot though? Cross side on the 3. Cue ball's going to be moving. He's going to use low right here, folks, to straighten this ball out. Nicely hit. That's going to count. Roland playing for 3. He needs it to stop. He's gotten in what we call the patch. He is in the patch now. That's a bank player term. Now he can play the 2, possibly the 7 next, or the 9. Oh, he's lengthened it up. A little bit of deceleration right there at the last minute from what I saw. Tony playing this 9 cross side, I think. Yeah, boy, I don't know if that shot was on. What a great look from this angle, though, playing bank pool. This is a real nice look. This definitely is on. This will go. He's looking to play the 9. Side pocket. Well, he's hit it short. It did have plenty of room. 2 railer on the 1 and the side. Or do you cross corner this? 2 ball. He's elected to play the 2 cross corner. Be careful. If you don't get this down, it could cost you a few. Well, he said, don't worry about it. I am going to get it down, and I'm going to bump the 7 for position. Tony Chohan playing for 3. Cross side. Coming back up for the 7. Oh, he's jumped up. He's jumped up. Has he left the 9 as well? I believe he has. Roland playing for 3. Cross side. Oh, he's turned that ball well. It was much more difficult than it looked. I think he's got to play the straight back on the 7 here and level out. This is high and heavy ball hit. Oh, and he's hit it well. He has hit it really well. Roland, Roland Garcia. That was it. Roland Garcia takes game number 4. We are on the hill, folks. Roland to break. I'm a little, I'm really happy I'm getting to commentate this match. Do us a favor, go to Railbirds TV on YouTube, like and subscribe. They are bringing us these matches from the Derby City Classic, and it's awesome to have a secondary stream. Like and subscribe, YouTube, Railbirds TV. I'm a little bit surprised that these guys aren't playing more defense, and I know it's common bank pool to just stay aggressive, but in my mind, you can protect your leads just like you do in one pocket, right? When you get a 2 or 3 to nothing ball lead or 2 to 3-1 ball lead, look to keep the guy from making anything. Yeah, he's got some body movement. That tells me that he's got a little fatigue. Jumping up. Roland coming around to spot the 8, which he's got a choice of banks here. You could probably cross the 5, play the 8 straight, cross corner, or even the 9. So he's got a decision to make here. What carries the best position? I do like the 8. You just don't want to hit it too hard or it will shorten up. Well, he's lengthened it out. He's lengthened it out. Now what does Chohan have? He could stiffen that 1. He can play the 6 cross corner. Uh, yeah, I think that's what he's playing. Short. Nice cue ball. Very nice cue ball. And this looking to straight back the blue 2 or the 7. Yeah, the 2. And it does go. And he's just really lengthened it out. It is hill, guys. We are in round 9. Both players have a loss. One of them is going to go. What's he looking to do? Cross corner this one. This is a Tony Chohan special. This is a one pocket shot. Yeah, and he's hit it great. Caught the point too. That probably helped him. Yeah, I don't know that it did help him actually. Might have hurt him. I actually probably hurt him. Otherwise, he was coming down for the 8. So a little bit of an unfortunate catch right there on that corner. If he's going across the face of this 6, he needs to hit it heavier. He's hit these short. Yep, that's the problem. He went to hit it heavier and he caught it too heavy with the double kiss. I think Roland's going to play this in your lower right-hand corner pocket. It's kind of a two-way shot. He's going to play the cue ball as well. If he pockets it, it's a bonus. Oh, he's hit this much better. Oh, how do you hit that on the short side and it not go in? Doesn't hit the 3 and it doesn't go in. Tony struggled with those shots the last couple of games, or actually this whole match. Boy, it looks to me like no, I don't think the 9 is in play. I think he can stiffen this up. Yes, he can. Same pocket for the 9, or is he looking at the 2 railer on the 6? I think you've got to go with the 9. Correct. Hit this a little easier, let it lengthen out. Oh boy, his accuracy is really sweet. Roland Garcia leads 2 balls to 1. It is Hill. Big shot right here. Oh, look at this. Does it have enough gas? Oh, it took a dive. Can Tony 2-rail this 2? Just curious if he can 2-rail it. I don't believe he can miss the 6. Looks like he's going to try. He's really got to spin this ball. He's really got to get into this 2 ball. Wow, he's overjuiced it. Tells you how good a stroke he has. Roland playing the same shot. Boy, this could go wrong real easily. That's what I mean. That's what I meant by that. I think he was pushing the envelope there a little bit too much, especially with a 2-1 ball lead in a Hill match. Straight back to his lower right, Tony Chohan. He hit it like a one pocket player. Nice stroke. 2 balls apiece. First one to 3 balls. Straight back, top right. Oh, he's put some great turn on this. Did it get there? Man, what a stroke he put on that ball to hold the cue ball right there to keep from selling out the 2. Just looking at cross cornering on the 4, but the 4 just looks a little bit low. Three rails. Is the 6 in the way of this 3-railer? feel like the 6 might be in the way of this. Huh. Yeah, he's lost the plot there, as Carl Boys would say. Three in the side. Could play the 6-4 rails. Just don't know what he's going to do with the cue ball. That's the only concern. I'm sure it's a concern of his as well. Okay, he's looking to straight back this, but man, he's gambling. I think he's playing at 3 in the side. He is, but really playing the cue ball. I like the shot. We haven't seen much of that this match. Now you're this close to the 5. You've really got to put some effort into corner hooking him. And nicely done, and he has done that. Tony's going to have to roll out somewhere near that chalk. He's got no choice. You've got to roll out here. You can't take a chance, or you can take a foul back, but you just don't want to get 3 fouled. This is yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Just because you could lose the game behind it, and you go backwards. But if he catches something full, he probably sells out. Instead, take a foul and put the cue ball in a position where it's tough to even play safe. Kind of got away with it. Really kind of got away with it. He's got a straight back on the 7 or possibly a cross corner. Cross corner is there. It is on. He's hit it great. And this is a result of the 3-rail kick that Tony tried. Ball count 3-1. Roland playing for 2. And we know Roland's track record with this shot. It's a little different, but I still expect him to get it close. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I bet you Chohan would like to have that shot back. He's not one to take fouls. And instead of taking a foul, he tried to kick 2 rails at a ball. But we're playing bank pool, so I don't know what good that did him. Playing the 6 for the win and the advance. Look at this hit. Look at how clean he hit this ball. Congratulations, Roland Garcia. You are going to the 10th round. Tony Chohan's eliminated. I am your host, Scott Frost, the Freezer. Let's take one more look at how clean he hit this straight back. Good Lord, it didn't catch a rail. Thank you all for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, Railbirds TV. I'm your host, Scott Frost, and I am out of here.